Hello and welcome to the UNews Weekly. It's the 11th episode of the audio-video podcast coming to you from the UN Information Office in Uzbekistan, together with all the UN agencies working in the country.
This week was full of many UN events held in the country, and you will find them very soon in this program.
But before we start, we'll take you through some of the most exciting stories of the outgoing week.
I'm Laila Foto.
And I'm Bobr Komilov.
Welcome to the show.
Coming to you in this program, youth television complex Bunyodkor, in cooperation with the National Association of Electronic Media, is preparing for the opening and launching of a unique media project, a training center that will provide online training in consultation with leading international experts of the media sphere from all around the world.
The network of training centers is a new format of learning with the use of modern multimedia.
Justice delayed is justice denied is an old but wise legal principle. The UNDP project on civil justice reform is working to promote democratic governance through legal judicial reforms.
Main idea of this project to implement e-justice system in Uzbekistan.
The UNDP supporting Uzbekistan in transition to a low-emission development path project presented its electronic course on international climate negotiations to the students of the University of World Economy and Diplomacy and Westminster International University in Tashkent.
Our project covers a lot of topics. One of them, the negotiation process.
Inclusive Employment and Social Partnership was launched by UNDP and in cooperation with the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection of Population.
Inclusive Employment and Social Partnership project has been implemented by UNDP jointly with Ministry of Labour and Social Protection of Population since April 2011.
But first, the National Association of Electronic Mass Media came up with an initiative of launching a media training center that would enable journalists, correspondents and media people from all over the country to come together online, where they could exchange skills and go through workshops and webinars. And we met shortly with Polina Komleva, who is the press secretary of the National Association of Electronic Mass Media, to tell us more about that.
On the 2nd of May, in the run-up to the World Press Freedom Day and the 10th anniversary of the National Association of Electronic Mass Media, youth television complex Bunyodkor will host the opening and the launch of a unique media project, a training center that will provide online training and consultation with leading international experts of the media sphere for young journalists and technical staff. The network of training centers is a new format of learning with the use of modern multimedia and new educational approach to journalism of Uzbekistan. Now, journalists and trainers will not need to come to capital from regions and to other cities. They can simply attend lectures and practical trainings with a click on their computer screens.
Through systematic judicial reforms, Uzbekistan can guarantee the legal rights and remedies afforded to its citizens and effectively maintain the rule of law through greater access to justice. The government has made significant steps for improving the justice system. Let's listen to Akmal Bazarov, UNDP program coordinator, who talks about this partnership and its results.
Our project I implemented together with the Supreme Court of Uzbekistan and with the partnership of Research Center under the Supreme Court of Uzbekistan, called the Civil Justice Reform Project, which is the main idea of this project to implement e-justice system in Uzbekistan. The key issue which should be considered is that the civil cases are very lots in the system of all justice system of Uzbekistan. Each year about the 2 million cases are considered within this system, and at the same time it brings to the social instability and the social discomfort among the population. That is why UNDP chose this area of improvement, and UNDP Uzbekistan has a share with a small part of the share and piloting it e-justice system in the Zangiata District Court on civil cases, and it is very by partners of Uzbekistan are very make point on this project due to its importance for the improvement of the system, transparency, accessibility of the justice system for them. Tomorrow there will be a visit by the chairperson or the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Uzbekistan to visit this pilot court because it will be replicated throughout the country if the pilots will give some good results, and we hope that this will be also replicated in the criminal courts and the economic courts as well. Yesterday there was a discussion, national dialogue between the Senator Artikova and judge from the USA, and she pointed out importance of this pilot project for the whole judicial system of Uzbekistan, and this good idea of e-justice system on court management system, which is taken from the South Korea, from the Malaysia and other countries. And this will bring to the more transparency of courts and more independence of the court system at all.
The electronic course under the UNDP project supporting Uzbekistan in transition to a low-emission development path was organized with modern IT and teaching technologies to ensure better understanding of the negotiation process. The head of this project, Lilia Zavyalova, spoke to the information office about the module of the course and the plans for the future.
Our project covers a lot of topics. One of them, the negotiation process. It's very important to have prepared the negotiation team for climate change, and now we started to work with the Westminster University. One of the teachers of this university prepared for us electronic course about climate change. It was a surprise for us that not only students were interested in this course, but the research institute as well. We started to work with the students last year, and the last year we conducted some workshops and the regional conference Rio 20, and again we decided to work not only with Westminster University, with our diplomacy university, because it's clear that the students in this university has a very good access to information. But we decided to expand our course, and we went to Urgench, and we got a very good support from side of rector, head of Urgench University. I think that our course will be interested not only for Uzbekistan but for the other countries. This course was done in English. This is only first step, because in future we are planning to prepare the new course. Again, climate change topics, the finance used in climate change.
Still to come in the program, the crucial role of civil society organizations in the employment of policy formulation, as well as in the provision of supported and sheltered employment for vulnerable people, has not been fully recognized or used. In this regard, a complex project, Inclusive Employment and Social Partnership, was launched by UNDP and in cooperation with the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection of Population.
The project is working to create employment opportunities and provide social support to vulnerable groups, which include victims of trafficking, domestic violence, and persons with disabilities.
Interested? Then join us for the special guest time. That's where you'll find out more on that.
So today our special guest is Jamaluddin Ismailov, who works as an economist at the Inclusive Employment and Social Partnership Project. Welcome to the show, Jamaluddin.
Jamaluddin, it's a great opportunity to talk to you on this occasion. And my first question is, if you could tell us shortly about, in very few words, about what your project does and how it involves people.
Well, Inclusive Employment and Social Partnership Project has been implemented by UNDP jointly with Ministry of Labour and Social Protection of Population since April 2011. The project is aimed at enhancing the social partnership between government, civil society organizations and business community communities in the area of employment and social protection of population, with focus to vulnerable groups, especially women in vulnerable situation and persons with disabilities. The project has 5 components. The first one is informed employment policy making and introduction of new ICTs in the area of employment and social protection of population. The second area is gender issues, gender mainstreaming in employment policy. The third is development of social services at the grassroots and policy level, and the same we can tell about social enterprises, that is the development of social enterprises at grassroots and policy level. And the last one is PR and outreach activities.
Thank you for the detailed answer. And now, if you could tell us more about your national partners, who you work with and who you collaborate with in terms of meeting those performance expectations that you've set for your project.
Well, we work with more than 60 national organizations in Uzbekistan, that government and non-government agencies, and among them are Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population, Ministry of Economy, Independent Institute for Monitoring of Formation of Civil Society, National Association of Uzbekistan, Federation of Trade Unions of Uzbekistan, Social Initiative Support Fund, and many others.
Of course, partnership is important in achieving the results that the project has set for itself. Tell us, what have been the results that you have achieved so far and plans ahead?
Let me mention just 5 results we achieved last year, and it was the first time in the country and UNDP experience. With support of the project, new official web portal of Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population has been developed, and this web portal has won a special prize in the Internet Domain Festival 2012. More than 280 million sums has been provided from the government budget to support 19 new social services demanded by population. For the first time, with the support of our project, national exhibition of social enterprises has been organized, and more than 35 social enterprises participated in the exhibition and following roundtable discussion about problems and prospects of development of social enterprises in Uzbekistan. Currently, 10 social enterprises piloted by our project ensures employment opportunity for more than 200 vulnerable people. Among them, 60%, more than 60% are women. For the first time, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population openly discussed the issues of the gender mainstreaming into employment policy. Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population took a lead in the development of policy paper on effective employment policy, ensuring employment opportunities of women. And the plans ahead will be: currently, the Ministry of Labor on MLSPP, jointly with project, has been piloting new unified information system Mehnatus. It is an e-governance in the area of employment and social protection. This system was developed with support of our project, and we are going to officially introduce of this system into activities of the ministry.
So that was a very interesting discussion, Jamaluddin. Thank you for taking the time and being with us today.
Taking this opportunity, we wish you good luck and the best of everything for the project and its future endeavors. Thank you. With this, we bring this edition, the 11th episode of UNews Weekly, to a close, and we would like to thank you for your company and also taking the opportunity to thank the team of interns whose efforts made the entire show possible.
For these stories and more, please stay tuned to www.un.us.
And of course, across all platforms of social media, you can stay abreast of all the latest developments happening in the life of United Nations in Uzbekistan. On Facebook, we are at facebook.com/Unique Tashkent, and on Twitter, it's the Twitter sign at Unique Tashkent. So for now, it's goodbye and wish you all the best.